Hey there. I'm trying this again. Sorry, I don't know what happened just a minute ago. I think my internet had some connection issues. Anyways, hey, I'm back. Today, I want to talk to you about growing your business and some tips and tools on what you can do to grow your business. And if you saw my notes, I put in there that, the biggest challenge for a lot of businesses and consultants and whatever is to grow your business. And if this is the first time you've ever caught my show, please drop me a line. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Put replay if you're watching the replay with where you're from. And if you are watching it live, give me a thumbs up and let me know where you're from as well. And if you can't hear me, let me know as well. And I'm afraid to say that if I get disconnected, because I don't want to get disconnected again. So that's technology for you. Anywho, hey, I'm Kat Ramirez, CEO and founder of Advertise and Hashtag Social Buzz. We help businesses stand out and grow. If you follow me, you will see that I put out in social media free tips on how you can stand out and grow your brand, your business, whatever it is that you're trying to succeed in. So thank you for tuning in if you're tuning in now, and I appreciate it. If you have any questions, definitely drop a comment, drop a line. That's what social media is all about. It's about engagement and talking to each other and asking questions and looking out for each other so that we can all get some hyper growth and some engagement. Okay, thanks a lot, Ryan, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. The legendary Willie Mack, I appreciate it. Woohoo! So the reason why I want to talk about business development and growing your business is I feel like a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, and startups feel like that once they put in social media, they set up their Facebook page, they set up their LinkedIn profile, they set up their LinkedIn business page, they set up their Twitter, their Instagram, their website, and what have you. And then they sit back and they think, okay, all this business is going to start coming to me. Like, I need to be available for the phone to start ringing off the wall. And I need to be available for all these emails to come and messaging and what have you. Well, I'm just going to say newsflash. So when you start out a new business or when you start to grow your business, some people have been very, very fortunate and had a huge following, or they had a book of business that they had when they started their business or started to grow their business. And, they coasted for a while in the beginning. And then they get to a point where they're stagnant, or you are brand new at starting your business and you're like, where do I start? How do I begin this process? And you're so used to being in corporate America where someone's telling you what to do, how to do it, who to report to. So there's so much accountability in corporate America that when we become entrepreneurs or startups or whatever you are, that you forget about that. You forget about all this structure that was in place. And, I'm going to be honest, as much as we hate structure and we hate the corporate life, you need it to hold yourself accountable to grow your business. You've got to have some kind of accountability. And so in growing your business, the first thing you have to do, it's your responsibility. It's incumbent on you, is to tell as many people, hey, you got to tell them who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you, and this problem that you're trying to solve. So you've got to tell people that. So whether you're doing that through social media, meaning posting every day or reaching out to people or connecting with people and letting them know, hey, I have a service and I can help you. Or you're doing it at virtual networks. I'm going to say virtual because I haven't seen real live network events happen yet, although probably in some places it's starting to begin, but it's the same philosophy, whether you're doing it on social media or whether you're doing it face-to-face, one-on-one, or you're doing it in group type of forums. Okay. So in group forums of social media or what have you. So here's the reality. Here's how it all rolls up. It's a numbers game. Okay. I'm going to repeat myself. It is a numbers game. So how I like to analyze this and kind of tell people is, when I was a sales manager and I had a team of 12 or 15 salespeople that are prospecting for major media, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and Telemundo, whatever. Okay. I'm going to give away my trade secrets. But when I was in major media and I'm training salespeople to go out and make calls and, pitch the solution to small to mid-sized businesses or agencies or what have you, the reality was they had to make 50 calls a day. 50 calls a day. Okay. Their accountability was they had to hold that up to me. I checked in. Hey, are you making 50 calls a day? Who did you call? So it's a numbers game, because the reality is, once you start crunching the numbers, once you start figuring out the numbers, and what do I mean by that? Kat, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm going to tell you. So once you start analyzing that, hey, okay, if I make 50 calls, then I'm probably going to get, let's say 2 appointments. Okay. And don't think that this is awful or like, whoa, Kat, I would expect more appointments. No, you're going to figure out what your success rate will be. And you'll never know unless you start analyzing it and tracking it. And so I always tell business owners or salespeople, manage your expectations. 50 calls a day. If after 50 calls a day, you're not getting any appointments, then you need to work on closing the appointment. So closing the appointment. So making 50 calls a day, your goal is to book 1 or 2 appointments. And that is your goal. If you're not hitting that, then you need training on closing the appointment. That's what you need to work on. Because eventually you're going to get to the point where hey, if I make 50 calls a day, I know I'm going to close 5. I know I'm going to get 5 appointments. So that's your first close. You're going to close 5 appointments. So that's your ratio. So if you do the math, you'll figure out what your closing rate is on cold calling. And cold calling can be outreach on email, social media, on actual cold calling. Okay. So any type of outreach. So 50 connections, 50 contacts, 50 touch points. Okay. To 50 different people. And so I was talking to a business owner the other day, and I was prospecting. This was so cute. I got to share this. I was prospecting the other day, and I reached out to somebody and they said, oh, this is so tacky. I'm not interested in your service. And I said, okay, no worries. If you ever change your mind, just connect with me, and I put my website link and I said, you know how to find me. And so then they said, you need to work on your, then I gave them my website link and I said, awesome. I am closer to my yes. You just made me, I said, I think one more step toward my yes. And so they replied and they said, you know what? You can work on your sales tactics and blah, blah, blah. They were giving me all these tips and whatever, and blah, 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 blah. And telling me, you should do this or you should do that. And you should do this and this. And so they're just giving me, all this stuff. Okay. So then I responded and said, hey, dude, hey, don't worry. I'm okay with no. I am okay with no. I am a sales coach of 28 years, and I know I have to hear no. In fact, I embrace no. I love no. I have learned to adapt to no. So my story leads into, you have to be so comfortable with no that you want as many no's as you can, because it will get you that much closer to a yes. Okay. So as I wrap this up and kind of bring this back around, what I'm trying to get at is, you have to reach out to as many people as you can every single day. Okay. You personally, phone, email, whatever, a touch point you have to reach out to. And let's say hypothetically that number is 50. You've got to reach out. I can pull my hair. You got to reach out to 50 people every day for you to get a conversion, for you to get an appointment, which is your first close. You have to have this high frequency activity every single day. Yes, you can take the weekends off. Don't call people on Saturday and Sunday. Take the day off. But every day you got to have high activity of reaching out to people every single day for you to get a close, which is an appointment for this round, okay, in order for you to grow your business. And I feel like a lot of businesses feel like, well, I'm posting every day on social media. Okay, that's awesome, but you only have 100 people following your page, so it doesn't matter. You're talking to the same 100 people over and over and over. So what are you doing to grow that page? So you're talking to new people, okay? So are you inviting more people to join your page? Are you sharing it on other social media pages and say, follow me on Facebook or follow me on LinkedIn? Are you doing the steps to grow your audience? Because liking and following your page means they're getting your updates. So you need more people. So if you're doing 50 outreach every day, you've outbeat the followers on your Facebook page in 2 days. So you got to keep that hyperactivity going. And so what I tell business owners is if you can't do it, if you personally can't do it, then you got to hire someone. And if you hire an experienced person, you're going to fork out easily 30,000 a year, 60,000 a year plus commission. So unless you're ready for that, go for it. But the other thing I tell business owners who said, well, I don't want to do it. That's not my personality, Kat. What are my other options? And my story to them is you got to try it first. You got to know what to say because you're going to train the person that you hire. They're not going to come easily equipped. And that's the other failed mistake that happens with entrepreneurs and startups and what have you is they hire these professionals or semi-professionals or non-professionals and they expect them to close deals or get it done, but they were not trained. You can't get someone to do something that you're not willing to do or have done. I will say that again. You cannot hire someone to do something you're not willing to do or you have not done because you have to lead by example. And I am the first and foremost to tell you that I will make as many cold calls as I can to grow my business. But I also lead by example and I tell my team of business development, hey, you guys, it's a numbers game. I expect you to reach out to at least 50 people a day. And if you don't, you got to tell me why. Why didn't you? Okay. So that's the reality. It's a numbers game. And that's what I want to boil all this down to is if you want to grow, you've got to put out the work. You've got to do a lot of outreach. That's the only way it's going to grow. Okay. I hope this was beneficial to you because I got to wrap this up. I have another meeting that I'm about to jump onto. Just a couple new things that I want to shout out. If you haven't heard my podcast, Stand Out and Grow, please tune in. I just started rebroadcasting new episodes and I hope that you follow. You can follow me on Spotify and iTunes, wherever. It's Stand Out and Grow with Kat Ramirez. So please follow me. If you haven't followed my YouTube page, I do have a YouTube page, Kat Ramirez. And I do post the tips every day there. So if you've missed them on social media, just go there and you can catch them. If you have a question, if you need some help on anything, certainly reach out to me. I am completely reachable. So you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. I am everywhere. So I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you following me. And until next time, you got this.